Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So I've gotten so many people telling me to watch this YouTube channel, Caleb Hammer, who goes and interviews millennials on their really bad financial habits. And I gotta say, you guys were right. These videos are an absolute train wreck in terms of how many mistakes they're making. So you know what? I came across this video and I got a comment on it because it's titled, "A 26-year-old has 9 maxed out credit cards." And that is not gonna happen on my watch either. So with that said, guys, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button because once you do that, the video is going to start. Gonna start as soon as you do. The video hasn't started because okay, thank you so much. And now let's begin. Oh, and by the way, I'll also link to Caleb's channel down below in the description. Go ahead and subscribe to him. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers. It'd mean the world to me if you do that too. We got to support him. So with that said, let's begin.
Hi, my name is Tyshawn. I am 26, yeah. I'm 26. I live in North Austin. I just moved here almost a year ago, so I'm just trying to get my bearings together. So this is like a good opportunity to do that.
Where'd you move from?
Maryland.
Any job opportunities?
None that I came specifically for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just literally just upped and left.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do you do currently for a living?
Wow, that's risky. Imagine just deciding one day, hey, I'm gonna move. I got nothing lined up. That's such a millennial move to do. No, I'm just kidding. Risky. It's risky to do that. Very few people can get the finances together to be able to weather that one.
You know, one thing that immediately popped out just on this first page alone, we're going through April 1st through April 7th, so the first week. We got Chinese food in Austin. We have an Uber trip. We have an Uber trip. We have Uber Eats.
Wow, those are expensive. Jeez, and she's zelling money too on top of that. She's just eating out and taking Ubers everywhere.
So based on the amount of money that came in here when you had a steady job,
Yeah.
your car payment is about 25% of that.
Yeah.
And now you
wasn't a
don't
good time to
have
quit.
that job. What are you gonna do?
I mean,
Man, she quit her job. Like, how do you pay the bills if that happens? Like, anytime you leave a career, you gotta have that lined up, either like something better waiting for you, or you have to have the savings to be able to weather that. Because otherwise, how do you pay for all your bills? You got bills to pay. If you have nothing to fall back on, that's just how you get maxed out credit cards.
Now, I do have to ask, going to the second page, we got Starbucks, we got McDonald's. Next page, we got Auntie Anne's. Like, we're just getting some pretzels.
that
All
was
right.
at the airport.
How is she doing this without a job? Where's the money it's coming from credit cards. That's a dangerous mindset to have. It's like,
Oh, you know what? I just put it on the credit card, and then it's kind of free because you just make the minimum payment.
but it makes it impossible to dig yourself out of debt when you're in that much debt. The debt accrues faster than you could pay it down, so it just keeps getting bigger. And at that point, very few resources left, unless you just have a high income.
How much do you shop from Amazon? Because I see Amazon.
I have not done that recently. I was a lot more, honestly. I mean,
April 24th was like 2 weeks ago.
I was home then, so my mom doesn't work.
Yeah, I think our definitions of recently are completely different. For her, it's like, well, I haven't done it today, so it's not that bad. Recently, I feel like recently should be, about 2 weeks. Maybe a month. Maybe a month is recently. Depends what it is. Ordering on Amazon, they make it so easy. Jeff Bezos knows right what he's doing.
$209 in eating out. That was not groceries. $209 in eating out. Also known as almost 10% of all the money that you made.
Isn't that about standard, though? I believe the average American spends about the same thing. It's about 10% of their income eating out. We're gonna find out right now. The answer is, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average person spends $300 a month eating out. And okay, you know what? That would be about 8% of the median income if someone's making about $40,000, $50,000 a year. It's not as high as what I would think, but you know what? Hers, as a percentage, is higher.
Did you know that you spent $218 more last month than you put in to your checking account?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Isn't that kind of scary?
Yes.
Like, that can't happen every month, right?
Yeah, that's the danger, though, is spending more money every single month than you make. Because then what are you doing? It's like eventually that's going to come to an end. It's not sustainable. And then what do you do when you get to the point where you have no money left? You can't dig yourself deeper in debt. The spending has to go down. I think a lot of people just think to themselves that, oh, it's going to be okay because sometime in the future I'm going to make more money and then I could just pay it off. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I'll get a promotion. But you know what? Life happens. Or as you begin making more money, you start spending more money. So the situation doesn't change. It's just now you're spending a larger percentage of your income because you make more. It just never ends.
And then Dash or Direct. So this is your pay through DoorDash?
Yeah.
Okay, so there really
fairly
wasn't
new.
much here.
Yeah.
How many hours did you work for this total of $85?
That's like a couple hours every night, probably.
Every
like
night?
1 or 2. It's not a lot, honestly. And this is like with the, they do like little bonuses.
I'm really curious. If you're driving a few hours every night and you
If it's
only
worth
made
it.
that much money.
Not with gas right now, it's not worth it.
Yeah, with gas and with the future maintenance on your car, I'm actually curious if you're like breaking even on it.
Yeah, so as far as what I'm aware, with a lot of these food delivery services, unless you're getting paid a decent amount in tips, you're running it at a loss. I don't believe it's a great business for a lot of people to be in. Now, obviously, it'll get to a point where enough people quit, the price is going to go up, and then it's going to make sense. But a lot of people don't account for the cost of gas, wear and tear. Insurance could be an issue. A lot of insurance companies, if they find out that you're delivering food, could potentially deny coverage on you. That's something to watch out for. So I think in a lot of those cases, you run at a loss. It doesn't make sense. For the amount that you get paid, there are probably better opportunities out there. Again, unless you're delivering to really wealthy neighborhoods and they just tip.
You have your long-term retirement and then kind of just a basic getting started type investing.
Yeah.
And then Marcus.
Those are like automatic, so I don't even look at those, which is good for those. Marcus, I had money coming out of my checks. It was like $50 or something, but I tend to spend that. So
Marcus, you tend to spend?
savings-wise, yeah. Like, like for instance, the money that is in there is no longer in there as of today.
This money that we're seeing right here is not there anymore.
Yeah, Jack Harlow had tickets.
This
and
was
I
half
bought
of
those.
your savings. This was half of everything of your savings.
Wow, so no savings. This is really as paycheck to paycheck as you could get. That's got to be stressful. But you know what? Then again, that's why you don't leave the job. You stay at the job, you look for something else in between, you look for better opportunities when that comes up, then you leave the job. I'm all for leaving jobs, as long as you have something better lined up or can afford it.
You've recently started a car loan.
Yeah.
A car loan that has a payment of $439.72 a month.
Yeah.
And you currently bring in about how much? Because we can't rely on that April statement anymore.
I mean,
What, $1,000 a month now? 2,000 maybe? Before taxes?
Math-wise, I always try to plan this out. If I do like 100 a day,
Man, he's aggressive. What is it? $1,000? $200? $50? But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta drill it in them. His style is very much like the tough love approach, where it's just like he's gonna drill it in and then hope that they open their eyes and realize what's going on.
The car market's really hard right now, but did you try like Craigslist or anything?
I don't know anything about cars to trust to go to do anything like that, like outside of a dealership, and I don't have anybody here with me to do that, and I didn't want to get gypped because I don't have any.
I mean, one thing that's always good when I drove beater cars around for quite a few years, you know, if I met someone for Craigslist, like, I'd be like, okay, I'm interested in purchasing this, but let me take it to my mechanic. And I spend like $100 at the mechanic for him to tell me it's a good purchase or not. And then I saved a couple $1,000. We're a little too late.
Yeah, why don't more people do that? I mean, you could get a pre-purchase inspection almost anywhere. Take it to one mechanic that you trust, pay them, they'll let you know what's wrong with the car and you could drive it. You know, I think just like a few hours goes a very long way, doesn't cost a lot of money, and you can get a better deal on it.
Your loan on this car, not even the worth of the car, this loan on the car, according to the money you just said, is $19,000. Pretty much, actually round up, it's $20,000. You make $24,000 a year.
Oh man, so imagine taking out a loan on a car that's equal to 1 year of your salary. Think about that for a second. You're driving around a car with a loan of 1 year. That's a lot of money. It doesn't make sense. In this situation, she could just as easily be driving a $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000 car. That is what I think would be appropriate in this scenario.
Shell. So you wanted to have a card for gas.
That is the family emergency time I mentioned. When I needed a card, they approved me for way too much, but it came in handy at the time.
The previous balance was $725 before April, but now the balance is $805, so it went up. Now, it said the past due was $29, so you probably got hit by that. So you didn't make the minimum payment for this. This will also take another 3 years to pay off with $16.05 in interest and fees every month gained. But you have an $88 minimum payment on this, which is crazy because I thought this was just gas, but I was like, I probably pay less than $88 to fill up my tank every month, but you owe $88 just to not have this destroy your credit score.
That's crazy. That's a lot. And that's $88 out of 9 other credit cards. So she could very well be paying probably $800, $700 a month just in minimum payments to not default. That is such a high overhead.
Pedal's one I've never heard of.
That was another one I got during whatever time I needed money.
Pedal is actually a great credit card. It's one of the few that I advocate for. They have really good terms if you're a beginner, just because they don't have an annual fee. They approve you based on your income, not your credit. So I guess that could go either way. If you have really bad credit, you're really irresponsible. That credit card is basically just like pouring gasoline on the problem. But, if you're responsible with it, it could also be really good. They also help you with your credit score. So, you know what? I like Pedal. Unless you're bad with money, then don't get any credit card.
So this one, $507. Is that just spent on random stuff? No emergency?
It's most of the credit cards I try not to use them at all unless it's like I literally have to.
Yeah, you're almost treating these like savings accounts almost. Like emergency funds.
Poor mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great observation. So for her, since she has no cash, the credit cards are her like backup plan. So it's always like, well, I guess I'll just charge it on the credit card. But when you have no savings, it's just you're digging yourself in a hole. It's like you're borrowing from tomorrow to pay for today. Plus tomorrow you pay with interest. So it's a bad thing all around.
You do not need to be doing the automatic contributions to Acorns and Marcus. Pay these off sooner because it'll make you more money in the long term because these interest rates of 25% are killing you.
It makes sense.
For credit cards, car, student loans now makes over half of what you're making currently.
I don't really have thoughts. I just kind of go with it as it comes. I know when my payments are coming out and I know what needs to be in the account. When it comes out, I don't have any long-term thoughts because I've been dealing with this for quite some time.
Good advice so far. I agree. Just try to get the credit card debt off first. Don't contribute to retirement account. You know what? He's giving really good, solid, basic advice. I really agree with it. Personal finance is so easy when you really get down to it. It's really just 10 minutes worth of work. 10 minutes worth of stuff. You just got to learn that. It's super easy, and you're done. Anything else is honestly kind of fluff. You don't really need anything beyond the basics. And then after that, start getting a Roth IRA, contributing to that, putting some savings away in a high-yield account. It's really just simple stuff.
Are you willing over the next couple months to work your off, like overtime, hate your life for a couple months just so you can just like pay this off? Are you willing to do that? Your life would be changed if you literally sacrificed 2 months of your life.
I say yes, but it's getting up to actually do that all day. That usually does not work out. That's usually the plan.
Is the emotional mindset of being able to look towards the future and what you actually want to do help you overcome that if you picture the goals you want to achieve?
Yes and no, but like at the same time, like I said, it just seems like so unattainable.
Doesn't sound very optimistic to me. I mean, it seems very clear-cut. Just do this, and you'll be good. That's it. 2 months. Doesn't seem like she really wants to apply that, though.
The car loan's going to take a while. It might be worth selling that car, paying off the loan, and getting a beater. Which is such a Dave Ramsey thing to say. I don't know if you know who he is.
No, I was going to say, who is that?
They know who it is.
He's right, though. They know. The people watching this video know who Dave Ramsey is. She needs to know who Dave Ramsey is. He would be perfect for her.
Anything else you want to say, Ad?
Don't be like me. That's about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Overall, fantastic advice. Caleb's channel is a gem. I'd highly recommend. Subscribe to his channel. I'll link to it down below in the description. I just really enjoy these videos, and if you do too, feel free to subscribe to me as well. It would be fantastic. And also, while we're on the topic of personal finance, feel free to get a free stock with our sponsor, Public.com, down below in the description. It's worth all the way up to $1,000 when you use the code GRAHAM and make a deposit. Enjoy. They're a fantastic app. I love it. Let me know which stock you get. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.